Well, just to give you a little information about this fish, and I didn't think I was going to read it, but it became very interesting the more I read. His name in some of the cartoons that were made from seeing him, he was called Mr. Blobby. And he is in a child's cartoon on the TV in Australia. And he has relatives also, which are Bob and Bob. And sometimes you hear things about captains, Captain Barnacles, for example. And he is ooey, gooky, you get all this, creepy. He has a nose like a turnip, and he has a mouth and cheeks like gelatin, wobbly, and it's from here to here, and he can even maybe whisper in his ear. And so he taught the world, one thing I love about this, he taught the world the lesson about how important it is to be ugly. So let me read. And this is a short poem. Blobfish, blobfish, jello of the sea. Can I show you this?
You have a picture of a blobfish in your packets.
Okay, here I go. Blobfish, blobfish, jello of the sea, floats upon the bottom as lazy as can be. He hardly has a muscle, but he doesn't seem to mind. It eats what floats in his mouth, and crustaceans and some brine. And yes, it has a saddening look. Perhaps it's feeling down, for thanks to fishing trawlers, soon this fish won't be around. And he was found in 2003 off the coast of, mistake I made, New Zealand, and became the star of hundreds of deep sea critters. And he's been deemed huggable, and he's enough for plush toys. And he has, and they call it an ocean of silly poems that have come out. And the cartoon program I talked to you about, and if everything is to be believed about that, they think that maybe Mr. Blobby was separated at birth from either Kilroy or Mr. Magoo or Donatella Versace. And it's just here again, with lips so plump he can whisper in his own ear. And I mentioned to you how he looked, and I will repeat. He's taught the world a lesson about the importance of being ugly.
And what would we say is the importance of being ugly? Any thoughts on that? What do we think about the lesson of the blobfish? Ruby, do you want to talk about that a little bit more, or other people? Why should we value something that looks so blobby?
Because everything and everyone has value.
Yeah. So everything and everyone has value. Yeah. And Ruby, could I get you to actually read it again as well, using the microphone, just the poem? Because I think some in the back had problems hearing just the poem part of it.
Yes.
Here you go.
Blobfish, blobfish, jello of the sea, floats upon the bottom as lazy as can be. It hardly has a muscle, but it doesn't seem to mind. It eats what floats in its mouth, crustaceans and some brine. And yes, it has a saddening look. Perhaps it's feeling down, for thanks to fishing trawlers, soon this fish won't be around.